Cool. Alright, looks like we are live, guys. Sorry about that. Kitty over here did not unmute her audio on her computer. Sitting here thinking, oh shit, it's my mic, it's this, it's that. Finally go in there, I'm like, oh my god.
So, okay, I am not very. I'm kind of ignorant whenever it comes to this stuff, basically. So, he is very tech savvy. I am not really tech savvy at all. So, anyway, but yeah, I didn't know that there's a toolbar up at the top that obviously in your that you check on your browser. Anyway, whatever. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Oh man. Hey Kitty, that USB
Hmm.
into your headphones, plug that in. You kick your headphones on there. Like on the end of the cord. Take the USB and plug it in. And it'll light you up. Get your fancy
Okay.
like. You okay? I lost your video. Kitty, you there? Kitty, you there? What happened? Alright, sorry about that, guys. Oh, we are having problems tonight, man. But we are good. I think we got it. So Kitty's computer's booting back up. We will be good to go. I'm about to get the chat loaded up here. Let's see what is going on. Right. So yeah, man, happy Friday. I don't know about y'all. It has been a crazy fucking week and especially a crazy fucking day. Man, these fucking fires over here, man, going. Good God, dude. We've had, I think, 50 fires or something today.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, so many people losing their homes and their land. God, man, I can't even imagine one. Like, uh, I get like fires happen and shit like that, man. But, dude, if you're just flicking cigarette butts out the window, or just being stupid and trying to like burn some shit when there's high winds and dry conditions, dude, you're a fucking dumbass. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, we got Kitty back after another mishap. But anybody, yeah, if anybody has family in Oklahoma or anything like that, man, dude, y'all are in our prayers, man, and we hope that they're okay. And you know, I know that's a lot of people's livelihoods, man, and these fires are devastating, dude. They're traveling so fucking fast. They're popping up out of nowhere, and people can get wrapped up in that shit, man. Especially people in these rural areas and stuff without fallbacks and stuff like that, man. Like, dude, it's crazy shit, man. People can die in that shit so quick, and their entire livelihood, everything can be taken in an instant, man. But
Absolutely.
Walking Dead, hell yeah, man. We still gotta start this show. What's up with Chuck? What's going on, man? Happy Friday to you, brother.
Our Friday
All right,
has been
Joe.
insane.
Yes, very fucking insane. Fucking 60-mile-an-hour gusts and shit. All right, guys. So, our 10th episode. So, hey, YouTube. I got a little something in my eye, YouTube. 10th episode going strong. So, we got a couple different things to just kind of do a little celebration today. I know Death Kitty, she has been looking forward to this episode a lot. And, I mean, y'all should have probably got that from the teasers, so you already know what that's about. But, alright. Kitty, you wanna start us off with a little teaser, or you wanna get right into it?
I'm just gonna. I'll start. I'll start this off. Okay, so
Okay.
back years ago, whenever you first met me, babe, I was totally into true crime. Like, I would watch true crime stuff as a lullaby to go to bed to, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what, about 5 years ago, I was like, I just stopped watching it. It just didn't feel right to me. I just felt, ugh, right? We talked
Yeah.
about that. Okay, so this actually is not coming from a true crime perspective. This is going to be coming from a history perspective. Okay. And also, and I agree with a lot of people that are pointing this out, that have pointed this out. A lot of people know about the story of Jack the Ripper, at least the vague, basic points. But do you remember any of the victims' names? Do you remember how many victims there were? It should be more about the victims, right? So I just want to put that out there. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of gory detail, and the reason why I'm not is because it's too much for me. Um, I researched this, quite a bit, and unfortunately, there's a lot of gory details. And that was affecting me. So, I'm not really going to get into that aspect, but some other YouTube links in the chat if anybody wants to check out some other places that I checked out to make up their own minds. Okay? So, another thing I'm going to say, any ripperologist, because that's what they actually call these people that actually study Jack the Ripper. Any true ripperologist that watch this, I am not a ripperologist. I just did a little bit of research. I'm just coming in. This is my own opinion. It does not make me right. And anybody that is going to come in to see this, including in this live, I encourage them to have their own opinion as well. Think outside the box. So let's get started. So, okay, Stoner Man, what can you tell me that you know of about Jack the Ripper?
I know he had kind of a specific MO of, a lot of like almost like, I guess you'd call them like surgical incidents. Trying to word this right for the fucking censors and all that shit, but surgical incidents, and also that, if I do remember correctly, most, if not all, were females.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I know, it was in London, and nobody ever, never knew who it was, but there's been a shit ton of like theories and people actually claiming, hey, this is him. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the extent of my knowledge to it. But
Right, absolutely. So I'm going to go a little bit more into detail. So all that stuff is, of course, spot on. That's what a lot of people, especially here in the United States, know about Jack the Ripper. Um, a lot, a lot of people in the UK, they may know more, but that's because that's their area. They
yeah,
grew up actually in the area. They can actually go to these streets where these people, they know that were killed on that street or something. So they may know more. All right. And so to start off with, the most well known, at least to us Americans, and not all Americans, not ripperologists, but to most Americans, the most well known victims in this case were what they call the canonical five. And those were all ladies of the night. Again, for YouTube, ladies of the night. All right, who were unalived in a horrific way, right? Um, Four of them were in the street. One was actually back at her own room that she was boarding in. That was the last one that people say that they know of. So we know that much. And these started in August. Actually, yes. As far as with the canonical five, started in August of 1888. Now, we've come a long way, like the world as a whole, knowing a little bit more about serial killers. So, Stoner Man, tell me what you know about serial killers, like, just things that you've heard of, things that may be signs that they're a serial killer. What
you
are
you
their.
you 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 easy on the language.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, damn
All
it.
right, all right, all right.
Okay,
Here
damn it.
from here on, we're gonna call them cereals.
Cereals.
Just
Okay,
call them
so
cereal. Like you're
for
eating
okay,
cereal.
cereals. Okay, so
Yeah.
cereals. What do you know about cereals? What their MOs are, stuff like that.
Um. I mean, that's not like a specific MO other than repetitiveness and all that. But I'm not sure what you're asking. Like any
Okay,
like particular MOs or
no. Let's say, what kind of background do they usually have? What kind of if they pick a specific type of unaliving to do, like
oh
these
yeah.
sort of, like all these little facts that like just hearing about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think if it was a surgical kind of incident, then yeah, that would absolutely mean like a surgeon, a doctor, something like that. I mean, hell, it could even be a veterinarian, like, but once again, I'm still not quite sure if I understand your question here, but I mean, there's other cereals out there that, um, um, like they do things in like certain orders or like certain types of people, maybe even certain times of the day. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Jack the Ripper was like, it was always like at night, kind of using the shadows to his advantage kind of deal. But,
Right, right. Okay, so now we know a little bit. Another thing that I could bring up is usually most of these cereals usually had overbearing mothers, a father that was not present. They started off probably, they already had a past history before they started unaliving
yeah. I
people.
mean, you can
And
even say that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the past history could include other kinds of I probably can't even say that word. Shoot. But other kinds
Animal.
of animal, yes.
Yeah.
It kind of leads up and leads up. And it doesn't always start off with an unaliving. It starts off with, maybe an,
Like a
an
fascination with.
no, like a physical,
Well,
you know.
that, but it can also start as like a fascination, like
Hmm.
for you know for that state.
Hmm.
People like whether it's roadkill or I mean, look at what's his name used to collect fucking roadkill and shit like that. Like,
Hmm.
surely we could say roadkill, right? Fucking
Red
YouTube.
unaliving. Red.
Road unalived.
So that gives you a little bit of a background on cereals. All right. Now, we know about the canonical five. Obviously, here in the United States, we know a little bit about cereals just from maybe even just watching TV, right? Like, Forensic Files. That was my shit back in the 90s. That show
Oh
was
yeah,
awesome.
like
But
CSI and shit.
hmm but so with this, what if I told you, Stoner Man, that this started in 1888. All of a sudden, the cereal just starts killing, unaliving these five people within about a year span, a year to year and a half. And that just all of a sudden started and it stopped. So, what do you think about that?
Sounds like either that person had a maybe a goal to reach, or maybe they fled, got caught, maybe something happened to them. But
Right. And that's what a lot
kind
of
of
people
narrow it
think.
down from there. Like, okay, well, what does the evidence kind of point to?
Right. And that's what a lot of people think. A lot of people believe that JTR, that's what I'm going to call him, JTR was either put in an asylum or maybe he was unalive some sort of way. So he didn't get to keep on unaliving others. Some people believed he moved to a different country. There are actually a couple of suspects. One is from Australia. One is from, actually, we have two from America that are suspects. But yeah, so, all right. So I'm going to go into this a little bit more. So when I started researching it, I already had somewhat of a basic understanding, just pretty much like you did, right, Stoner Man? So
Yeah,
I'm thinking, okay, there had to have been there had to have been something before or after this, something. And the reason why I say that is because they don't ever stop, unless, yeah, like we talked about. But I want to kind of see, what if I told you, Stoner Man, that the canonical five were not the first ones. It actually started about 6 months beforehand, and you had three more victims that they say that were possible JTR unalivings. Okay, and they were all, again, maybe not quite as gruesome, because some of the gruesome ones were like, completely. And I said I'm not going into that because whatever, but okay, I'm gonna have to go into it to describe it. Okay, so the
just
canonical
careful on your
five,
wording.
yeah, the canonical five. Some of these women were, think of getting a fish. The last one that was recorded to be a JTR unaliving was so horrific. Like, we're talking about organs were pretty much put on display in her room. So, but the first three before that, they believed that could be the first JTR unalivings were just simple unalivings. You see? You see what I'm doing? See my
See that
motion?
that sounds that sounds almost like two separate people
No, not
to me.
necessarily.
But, well, yeah, but what if that's what they wanted you to try to think? Switching
Exactly.
that MO, which means what if they didn't just stop, they just switched their MO again?
Right. And another thing is that with that definitely what do you call it whenever you go from one thing and it gets even worse with the cereal, their type of unaliving, what is that called? I forgot, there's a certain term that they use for that.
Let's
But
just
it
say,
basically, it could be that, or it could be people trying to make you think that. So I'm like, all right. So I went over these victims, try to pay more attention to these victims, who their doctors were and whatever. All right. So I'm going to go into on the 30th of September of 1888. And this this lady, there were two unalivings in the same night. And I believe they were about an hour to an hour and a half spread apart. And they believe it was both a JTR unaliving. The first one, you know, um, she was found by a witness, right? And again, it was for her. I'm trying to make sure I have this correct. I wrote all these notes. Um, okay, so for her, she was found, um, but there was a witness there for this one. And a lot of them had some witnesses, and we can get into that some more. The second one, that was just a couple streets over, that they found a little while later, basically, she actually had body parts, like not body parts, but organs missing, like a
yeah,
few of the
easy,
ones had
easy,
before.
easy. We've already
Okay.
used some words a little bit too much.
Okay. So basically, this one, the one before her, it was different. And the way it was different, and they say that it probably was different, was because, um, the witness did come forward and say that he saw somebody there, and maybe that's why, maybe he was interrupted. But that's not the first time that they used that reasoning. And people back then, they didn't know about this stuff. They didn't study these type of people. Like, you know, so all right, so going forward, you got those two in one night. The witness, and his name was Israel Schwartz. So what he says happened is he was out, and he came upon the street. When he came upon the street, he saw basically a man um, in this lady's face, yelling at her, and he pushed her to the ground. And this guy was an immigrant. He barely spoke English, and it was kind of a rough neighborhood. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna you know move along, right? And when he goes to cross the street, he hears the man yell in her face, Lipsky. Well, there's a thing to that. And he's like, okay. But he sees another man that's been standing there the whole time watching this, lighting his pipe, his tobacco pipe. And this man with the tobacco pipe starts following this dude, Israel. And they go around the corner, and he's like, Israel got so scared, this eyewitness, he got so scared that he was walking faster and faster, and the dude was walking faster and faster. And they kept on making all these turns, and I mean, they're the streets, you have all these turns you can go around. And finally he like cut him off at the dock. He went to the docks to cut him off. So he felt like he was being chased by this other man that wasn't doing anything. Well, another thing about that night, this is the same night with both of those unalivings. Okay. Another thing about that night, the They call them PCs over there, the bobbies, the police. So whenever they went to look around and everything, just kind of scoping the area and everything, basically on a street, a couple streets over, uh, they found a red rag. But the red rag was basically a rag that, you know what a red rag is, right?
I do not know.
No,
Like,
I'm saying
and
that for YouTube purposes.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so a red rag, and above, written in chalk, was, and I'm going to put this in quotes, the Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing. Okay, so I'm like, all right, this is weird. This cereal's getting weird, right? All right.
Yeah.
So go keep on doing my research. All right, and then um, let's see here. I got to another point where they bring up Lipsky again. All right, and I'm going to get to that. If you want to kind of hop in and put your thoughts in here while I'm finding that note.
Yeah, real quick.
I
First
know
I'm
we
gonna
got.
say, what's up, Ricky? Yeah.
Hey, Ricky.
So Ricky did have a question. I'm gonna hit that while you're checking your notes there. He said, "Sorry to
Absolutely.
interrupt, but off-topic question. How old were you guys during the Columbine High School shooting?" Oh, my bad. Damn. Pew pewing. Fucking YouTube. And do y'all think the two teens inspired a whole generation of mass? Dude, I was 5. Kitty, you were what at that point? 18?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, in case y'all haven't figured out, there is an age difference here. But no, man, yeah, absolutely, dude. I really think that I think there's more to these pew pewings and shit. God, I hate that fucking word. But yeah, dude. I feel like they fuck with the mental state of these kids to the point where they can almost coerce them through impression and all of that to do shit like this, man. I mean, like we've talked about before, they even did a whole video on, like the violence and everything in the music and all of that, and the desensitization in media, movies, TV, music as well. Some of these kids think it's okay. They come from a broken home or whatever, and maybe they're on the streets already with bad influences and shit, and between initiations and shit like that. I mean, dude, I even believe there's some Satanism that goes on in that. And man, dude, we could do probably a whole episode on this shit, man. I got some theories about that, but man, hit me up, dude. I got plenty of theories, dude. Death Kitty, you want to take over that note?
Absolutely. So, by the way, thank you for that, Ricky. We always love it whenever, the chat interacts and,
Oh,
ask
absolutely.
questions. We absolutely love it. All
Yeah,
right.
we're
So,
here
what
to
if I
chill with y'all, man.
Absolutely. So, what if I told you, Standard Man, that after those five, it actually didn't stop? Would you believe me?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
think it's less believable that it just stopped.
Okay. So, these were more possible victims of JTR. Okay. We had, let's see, three. Now, the first two kind of match the same style JTR used in his unalivings, right? The last one was different. It was can't breathe. Okay? All right. Then after that, have you ever heard of the Pension Street torso?
Mm-mm.
It, okay, so all of this stuff is already dark. It gets worse. escalated. That's the word I'm looking for earlier.
Oh yeah.
Escalating to this to getting like a fish, escalating. Okay. Anyway, so this is basically think of a Mr. Potato Head, and you can remove arms and legs and stuff off of Mr. Potato Head, right? Think Black Dahlia. Okay, that sort of thing
Yeah.
is this stuff. Okay,
I
does that
do
make
I
more
do
sense?
remember I remember like wasn't there like a kind of a like shortly after that in London, wasn't there like another kind of spurt of incidents just like that?
I think that's the same
Like
thing I'm talking about right now.
but I mean like more than one, like there was
Uh huh.
like what, three or
I'm
four,
I'm
right?
getting I'm
Oh
getting
my
into
bad. Oh my bad. Get ahead of here.
that. All right. Okay. So we have a torso that's found. Okay. And then you have arms that are found, legs that are found, right? And let's see here. There were at least one, two, three that they have that I could find on the Pension Street torso that were
Hmm.
pretty much like Mr. Potato Head with the parts. Okay. Anyway, so got that. Now on East Pension Street. Now remember Lipsky, right? This man shouted at one of these ladies, the one that was what they call a double take. That was where that term was coined from. It was actually from JTR, like, had actually said that that was his phrase because he actually wrote that into the police saying his double take, his double event, whatever. And that term is actually coined from that, from the double unaliving. Anyway, so gonna go into so you have this man from that unaliving, the first one that's yelling Lipsky at this woman before she's found unalived, right? This is the same incident of the man in the pipe chasing the eyewitness, right? In the Pension Street torso, on one of them, whenever they found basically the torso, right, on Pension Street, Lipsky was written above it. And I'm like, what is this Lipsky? Who is this Lipsky? So I ended up finding out through my research of watching other researchers who've done this. Lipsky was actually a Polish Jewish immigrant that had come over before the first one that I found of the JTR killings. And he had come over, and what had happened is he was staying at this place and he was arrested for unaliving this girl. This, like, I think she was like 16 years old. And this girl was actually pregnant at the time. Okay. According to the police reports, they say that he made her drink nitric acid. Okay. But when they arrested him, they found it on his hands, but also like he was trying to do the same thing. Now, he adamantly told these officers that he did not do that. He did not make her do that. It was some other men who were not Jewish who had came in there and made her drink it. Uh-huh. And so he's arrested and pretty much, I don't even know what they call their judge over there. I forgot. But anyway, right? Anyway, so the judge, we're going to call it a judge over in the UK that's over the case, is like, yeah, okay, they held him all the whole time. And then finally he did end up confessing the Sunday before. Okay. He confessed. But was that a true confession? Was that a true confession that he actually did do it? Or was that a confession because basically he was probably getting a lot of backlash because you could do that back in the day. You could beat a suspect down and nobody looked the other way. I mean, it didn't matter. Your thoughts, Stennerman? Am I getting you down a rabbit hole here?
You are like, dude. I'm really like,
Are you
what the
excited
fuck?
about where I'm going? What's up, just doing?
Hey, just doing in the house. So her name was Miriam Angel,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
he was an umbrella stick salesman. Sorry if I start getting ahead of you here. Let me know. I want to jump
No,
ahead of you
you're
doing
good.
something you got, but so I don't know. It just seems like such a weird like. How's this guy tying into this?
So, so exactly, and that was my thought. I'm like, okay, so why would a man, if this was JTR, if this was Jack the Ripper, why would he grab his victim and yell Lipski at her? Why would he do that?
Yeah,
Okay. So I did a little bit more research and I found out that after this happened with Lipski, after he was hung, after he was unalived by the UK, well, then England government, the British government, there was an uprising of the Jewish people. And they were all agreeing with what he said initially. Oh, he was framed. Oh, he didn't do this. Oh, you people just don't like the Jewish people. All that. So there was big tensions coming about. All right. So I did history research, and this is my whole thing. I'm not a ripperologist, like I said. I don't really get into the true crime stuff, haven't for years. All right. This is more about history. So I'm like, okay, this is a weird part fitting in here now with two crime scenes, two different victims. What's going on? If you look back in history of England at that time, they had a constant gradual increase of immigrants, of Jewish immigrants, all the way from Lord knows when to the I want to say 30s, okay, all the way up to the 1870s. All right, so it was a steady incline. There wasn't just a whole mass amount of immigrants coming in at one time. It was just kind of normal. They were all intermixing. The first Jewish prime minister was a Rothschild in the 1830s, right?
huh?
Uh
Yeah,
huh. Okay, so, all right, so piecing this a little bit more together with the history. All right, and at that time in England, everybody's okay with, because it was a gradual thing. Then all of a sudden, in the 1870s all the way through the 1880s, which, mind you, the first unaliving started in 1888, right? That we know of. And this one was in 1876 with Lipski, right? 1876
yeah.
or 18,
Let me
1886,
see.
sorry. 86, I believe. Anyway,
No,
it
it
was a
was.
couple years before.
It looks like it was 88.
Was it 88? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going somewhere here with this. All right. So, gradual incline, everything's fine. Then, starting in about the 1870s to 1880, all of a sudden, all of these Jewish people from the Eastern European areas, like by Russia, Poland, all of that area, which that wasn't, Poland wasn't, I don't know if Poland was a country at that time. I have to look that up. Anyway, everybody from over at that area, all of a sudden, they were rushing over to England. They were mass immigration. there were thousands and thousands and thousands of them coming in. A lot of them were poor, everything else, whatever. So you look at it like this. Okay, so there's mass immigration. So these people that were already here and already struggling did not like these people coming in. All right. So I can kind of see Lipsky saying, hey, these people set me up because they want to say a Jewish guy did this. They're trying to get rid of Jewish people. And the Jewish people are all agreeing with this, right? I can kind of see that. Now, here's where it gets weird. All right. So the first JTR unaliving started in 1888, right? And that actually, the first one, if you want to include the early victims, actually started before. Does it say the month or the month or day on that?
According to this, it was 45 a.m. 30th. It was reported October 19th.
October 19th of 1888.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And here
Jake.
I want to interject with this real quick.
Mhm.
According to this, and I don't know the accuracy, but it says that the supposed JTR actually yelled Lipsky to the man across the street, the guy who was standing there smoking the pipe,
Mhm.
not to the woman.
Okay, I understood it was the woman.
It
Um,
could be either way, but I just that kind of makes you wonder, like, why was he yelling back to him? Like, was he trying
right,
to say, like, hey, there's witness, or
right,
yeah,
absolutely. So, all right, going forward, I'm like, okay, this is starting to kind of piece together. I believe it's something more than just one cereal. What if I told you, and actually, I think you already know this, but we're going to go ahead and surprise the chat here. Chat, what if we told you that Stoner Man and I believe there was more than one JTR, more than one Jack the Ripper? What if we told y'all that? And
could be.
this kind of like, and that doesn't mean we're right, but this history stuff that I'm doing here with this kind of fits with that theory. Okay, and here's why. So you got all of this stuff going on. All there's tension between the cultures, whatever the people there. There were even tensions between the Jewish people that had been there before and these new people. They like looked down their noses at them. They were like, "Y'all are trash. Y'all need to get out of our country." Like seriously, they were like that. Anyway, so if we go forward on all of this, the reason why I believe there were multiple people, the other theory is actually that because also at that time, I already told you the Jewish perspective. Like they all came in, right? They were being hated on because people didn't like them because they were taking up their jobs and their whatever their areas and whatever they didn't like them. The other perspective of that from the people at the time said that these people were horrible people, unmoral, disgusting. Um, and back in the 1800s, how would you describe that? You're not going to go into detail like you and I would today, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
And that doesn't mean that that's right either. But this is another, I'm putting this all out here. Y'all make your own decisions on this, you know? So the other theory is actually that a lot of these people were evil and doing evil things, and these people knew about it. And yeah, they didn't want them in their country because they were evil. And this dude really did do this to this girl because she got knocked up, and he tried to deflect, and the Jewish community used that to try to say that, oh, look, y'all have a problem with us, guilting people. Like, y'all have a problem with us. Y'all have a problem with us. See, we're the victim.
And see right here, where is it? It says in the same report, Inspector Abilene stated that the word Lipsky was used as an insult if addressing a Jew, and Schwartz has strong Jewish appearance.
He did.
Schwartz
He,
was
he was also
questioned at length
Jewish.
by Abilene, but could not say to whom the Lipsky remark was addressed.
Hmm.
So it could have been maybe that was his way of bringing attention to him, for the guy who was standing there, the guy who had
Hmm.
followed him.
Hmm.
Like,
Absolutely. So here is another part that I was going to get to on all of this, right? So let me see here. See if I can find the note. I was gonna try to have this typed up, you guys, up here ahead of time, but I didn't have time for that. Today was crazy. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's see here. Um, I really can't remember what it was, but basically to tie it all in together, that's what I was trying to do with these theories. Okay, so the last theory I told you about, okay, that's what it was. Um, so you remember me telling you about that note that was written in chalk above the red rag that had
yeah.
bodily red fluid on it. Okay, and it said on that note, let me see if I can find that note again. Let's see.
Wow, there's definitely, I don't know how, the accuracy of this article, but this does
Mhm.
definitely goes kind of sound like this was like some anti-Semitic kind of deal here.
Right. But then they also, I read that same article, they also say
Mm,
that it's a possibility of the other way, like I just said, as well.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, man, this could go a few different ways, but
Absolutely. Well, now I can't find. You remember me telling you about the note written in chalk? You remember it was
yeah,
basically saying that, the Jews couldn't be blamed for nothing, basically, is what it said. And all right. So to me, like, okay, it makes more sense if it's somebody who's trying to set up the Jews and make it seem like it's some Jewish serial out there. And it could be multiple people who are not Jewish instigating that, right? But
yeah,
it is also possible the other way around because the community at the time did not like how they were being treated as well, and they were ready to make it come to a head. They wanted to control the situation, so they were trying to go ahead and make it come to a head and just, you know. So those are the thoughts out there. Again, I try to be as classy with this as I could because, again, I don't really get into the true crime stuff. I got more into the history of it. But there were definitely factors that led up to it. I do believe there was more than one Jack the Ripper. I believe that there were actually political motivations. And I also believe there's an organization, or more than one, elite organization out there that pride themselves. You know how we talked about ML, like getting like a fish or, right? Okay. Getting like a fish, organs on display, or Mr. Potato Head's just the torso, those kind of things, right?
yeah,
You know who I'm thinking of with this, right? The elite group.
yeah,
That is big time right up their alley. So it's whatever that group wanted to put out there to control this narrative. And it was more than one. And Last thing I'm going to go into with this is that this has come out twice now. I thought I was like lost in the Matrix because, or I entered another Matrix because I remember years ago they said that they had found Jack the Ripper. And it came out again just this year. And I'm like, what? That happened years ago. What's going on? Okay, so I did some research on this. So one of the that was because Aaron Kosminski. He was a Polish Jew, right? Now I'm going to go into that a little bit. This is the guy that they're saying, according to the DNA, this is the dude. Let me go into that, you guys. That is not factual. The reason why I say that is because, okay, Catherine Eddowes was one of the canonical five, right, that everybody knows about. She, according to them, had a shawl whenever she was unalived, and it had her red bodily fluid on there, right? It also had going out to sea men on there, right? Okay, so whenever the police show up at the scene, remind you, this is the 1800s. Police in the 1800s didn't think to grab, things and bag them, keep things pristine, nothing like that, you know. But they actually took that shawl into the police station, and it wasn't kept up there for really evidence, right? One of the other cops wanted the shawl for his wife because it was made out of silk, and he let him take it home. But the wife was like, "No, I don't want it. That's just no, that's too
That's
much, right?"
contamination of evidence.
Contamination, exactly. Well, okay, so the dude that really believes that this dude is the serial, right? Jack the Ripper. He's the one that did all of this, and I give him kudos for going to this level of research, to going through this level of everything. But to me, scientifically, that just doesn't jive. Well, now I will give him this. This is why this has come out twice. We are not in another different matrix. It did happen twice. The first time, he had the DNA taken, and they said, "Yeah, it's this guy," and so they announced it. And the scientific community is like, "No, we can't really back this up because it's been through so many hands." I mean, you guys, I'm telling you, that shawl was at parties. People were showing it off to each other. People were touching it. I mean, I'm talking about like there is a little part of a time where basically an antique dealer had it. They cut off some of the shawl and put it on like in a picture frame on their wall. Like, I mean, these kind of things, right? But so this dude, this researcher, I will give him kudos because he went back and he tried to do it again with more advanced DNA testing. And according to this DNA testing, I mean, I guess through this DNA testing, you would be able to actually like really get in there to where even a little bit of contamination isn't going to affect that DNA test. Okay. I'm like, okay, cool, all for it. But here's my problem. We can't really prove that that was Catherine's. How do we know for sure that was Catherine's? That's one thing. We don't know that for sure because it wasn't a proper procedure of it being bagged and tagged and followed up with. They say it is, right? It does have her red fluid. So, okay, yeah, I'll give you that. But here's the thing. The DNA test that they did on it, 99% of Europeans have that DNA. So how can you say that that's really exclusive to her? You can't. Okay? And the second thing is um, the men that were going out to sea, the sea men, right? That was on there, that is supposed to be Kosminski's, right? Okay, they found that. But just because you find men going out to sea on something doesn't mean that that person unalives somebody. She was a lady of the night. She'll work him. You know, like that doesn't mean that he did that.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong here? Or like I just think like
No.
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, I mean, too much time has gone by, too much. I mean, I bet they didn't know back then about DNA and shit, so they didn't know not to handle it, but I mean, just there's too much contamination both on the evidence, I'm sure the body's probably too decayed to really even get a valid DNA sampled, so I don't know, maybe not, maybe, you know, they could, but who's to say that that's still her location even, like Kitty, I'm gonna try to fix your camera here real quick. Give me a second. Ah, there we go. That has been driving me nuts. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't feel like you can honestly say unless you have some sort of honest to God confession, like I don't think we'll ever truly know. But
I don't think we'll ever truly know either, and I think that's what the fascination for a lot of people is a lot of people out there love to have closure.
yeah,
And it starts off as closure for the victims, but then it becomes an obsession with the serial because you want to have that closure. You want to have that closure for, like, even for this dude that went through this DNA testing twice and never let go of his theory. Like, even though I don't agree with him, I still give him kudos because he was trying to do that for. It was like her great granddaughter or something. Um,
yeah,
I really do give him kudos for that. But I do believe that Kosminski could have been one of the multiples that were in on this,
yeah.
and um, basically, you know, I don't know.
I mean,
Anyway, what else do you have?
I just find it weird that he just like like if nobody ever caught him, then that means maybe somebody got him before he got them kind of deal, or just got him off the streets, but
Or,
maybe they
or,
picked him up, didn't know who it was, or maybe if there are multiple ones, maybe they never really stopped.
uh huh,
Maybe if it's a group of people, maybe it started up somewhere else in the world, didn't get as much
or,
publicity.
or they were underground. This society, kind of like a mason jar, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like
hold on, hold on,
it's
hold on.
still
Oh,
going. My bad.
that's okay. They were underground, and they want to pull some strings and maneuver some stuff and pit people against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you set the stage, and they have no problem doing this getting of fishes or unaliving in those manners because they're used to doing this underground anyway. That's a
Right.
regular Tuesday for them, right? Okay. And that's not all mason jars. I do believe there are some good ones that probably lower level, whatever. I do believe that. But anyway, I'm talking about the dark side. Okay. So you have no problem going above ground. This is what you do on a Tuesday. Not a big deal. You're doing what you're told, what your higher ups are telling you. And mind you, a Rothschild had already been in a very prominent position of control about 40 years before this started.
Yeah. Well, they're in all kinds of dirty shit.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but
Anywho,
so I mean, dude, I don't. I mean, it's like DB Cooper. Like Oh, we found who DB Cooper was. I swear I've heard that story. I don't know how many times. Oh, we know who he is finally. Thought you already had that figured out like 20 times already. But
Hmm.
did they ever get the Zodiac? Did they ever
Yeah,
actually figure out who the fuck it was?
yeah, they did.
They did. Okay.
Hmm.
I couldn't remember. But I just know
Wait,
that it took them
hold on,
forever to.
hold on. I have to look that up now.
Cause I thought that they didn't like.
No, I think you're right. The Zodiac is the one that they never found.
Well, one of them,
One
but
of
yeah.
them, yeah, that they never found. But hold on. So, the University of Maryland. Um, oh, they're saying that they believe somebody is possibly the Zodiac unaliver. Okay, and they're saying this, and this is
Well, we've had
the Department
possibilities
of
for.
Criminology and Criminal Justice, and they are saying that. I'm looking to see. Oh, DNA typing would immediately inform law enforcement if the hair found in her hand originated from the suspect. Advancements in DNA typing methods enable labs to individualize DNA extracted from the evidence using less sample and probe more than ever before. Okay, so that's not really telling me for sure, but I guess not.
Yeah, like I said, there's always been the possibilities. We think, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And maybe that's all part of the fucking game. Is we'll never know because it's been so long buried and hidden away that nobody, only a select few people, even actually fucking know anyway.
Absolutely.
But
What's up, Georgia? I did not like. I've been talking so much. I haven't been able to say hi to you. How you doing?
yeah, he's got some interesting stuff going on. Said him and Trey are starting on that track on Sunday. They're
Hell
starting work
yeah!
on it.
Hell yeah!
And he
That's
said he's
awesome.
about to get on Spotify, waiting to get. He said he's got to join a team. Like you have to be invited by another artist or something. I guess it's one of the steps of approval or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds like they just want to make it fucking difficult for the artist. But yeah, he said that one dude had multiple fake accounts, been hitting a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys. Yeah, let's touch on that for a second too. Man, if you're out there pretending to be another artist or just pretending to be anybody in particular that you're not, like, dude, that's fucked up, dude. Like, what is the goal? Like, I mean, you think people aren't gonna like catch on to you eventually?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is the money you're making even worth this? Like, God, man, get a fucking life. Like the effort and the like I mean you have to be somewhat savvy to be able to use AI and shit to do like recreate somebody's voice and all that. I mean, dude, it's made pretty easy out there. But you gotta pay for it. You gotta kind of have an idea of what you're doing and all that. And to make all these fake accounts and all that, like the effort and the time and everything that you put into that, you could be putting into a skill and making money off of that skill, whether it's music or using your hands to fucking do something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I just feel like you're focusing your efforts in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Do something productive. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
y'all.
Mm-hmm. It's
But
beyond
yeah,
low. It's beyond low.
yeah. But yeah, guys. Trey, Georgia Redneck and Trey Healy are going to be working on a track together, guys. Be looking out for that too when it comes out. For sure, man. I'm excited as hell for him. That's gonna be awesome. Man, okay, so Trey Healy actually coming out and doing that story, calling like like calling on Georgia and being like, hey man, I heard what happened, like this is fucked up, and you know, like dude, we're gonna do this song together. Like, dude, that was so fucking cool, man. Like, how many artists really truly give a shit enough to do something like that? I mean, like, just taking the time to do a little video like that, they can't even do. But to actually back it up and do it, like, and you know, being like, hey man, I know you had got your hopes up and then you got let down, but here, then let me make it up to you. And I wasn't even the one who did you wrong. Like, dude, that is the kind of fucking integrity and shit that we want to promote right there, man. Absolutely. And I gotta
Absolutely.
say, you know, I have finally started listening to some Trey Healy. He's got some great music, man. He really does, and definitely not like a style I would, you know, just more than likely put on to listen to. But he does have some good, you know, catchy songs, man. I do like it when he kind of does get a little gritty there. You know, I kind of started off at his first album and kind of worked my way forward. I think I finished his third album, Black, I think it was. You know, like definitely a little soft for my taste. You know, I need more of like a pick me up. You know, something to get the blood flowing. You know, but um, dude, I mean, it's good music, man. You can tell he's to it, man, and you know he's not trying to be a certain sound or be a certain image. You know, and I respect that, man.
Absolutely. Dude, he seems like such a solid guy. He really does.
Oh yeah, and
Absolutely.
sticking up for the little guys, man. Like you know, being like, hey, somebody fucked with you. I'm gonna, you know, hold my hand out, help you get up, and you know, teach you how to fight.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. But yeah, anybody in the chat? Anybody got any weekend plans? I know George said he ain't cooking this weekend. Man, I can't wait for
Georgia,
grilling weather.
Georgia, what you cooking?
Oh, he
You
said
know
he's
I
not
want to
cooking
know.
this weekend. He's not cooking this
Oh,
weekend. Yeah, no, sad
hey
day.
Matt, the Reaction Garage is in the house. What's up, Matt?
What's up, Matt? Talking
You
about
do.
Jack the Ripper.
Oh, you missed it. I went over my whole theory. It was all over the place. And okay, Matt, I wanted to have my notes typed where they were up here, and it's a lot easier to look at. Instead, I was flipping through like my notes, my handwritten notes, and all my pages, pausing for like minutes at a time. Anyway, how's your new car? How are you, bro?
Oh shit, Matt got a new car.
Yeah, he did.
Heck yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, tell us about it, man. Tell us about it. But man, I cannot wait for grilling weather. Dude, I think next weekend's gonna be the weekend. Alright, so we gotta ask another question. You already know what it is, Kitty?
I don't remember.
Everybody in the chat, I want to hear charcoal or propane. Yep.
Oh, we could be starting fights up in the chat, babe.
I am charcoal all day long, dude. Fucking, that is like one of the only things I disagree with Hank Hill on. I'm like, nah, man, charcoal's way better. Give me that smoky flavor, man. So, Matt said, so far, car's good. My very first vehicle, it's a 2004 Expedition. Heck yeah, man. Dude, I love those older Expeditions, man. Especially, like, the Fords and the Chevys and that, like, those early 2000s, man. They were solid, dude.
Absolutely.
And easy to fucking work on, man. Like, dude, you know, Ford, parts are easily accessible, man. It's not like this new foreign crap you gotta fucking like pay an arm and a leg for or custom or special order or some shit. And dude,
Hmm.
just so simple to change shit out, especially on Expedition, man. You got fucking room in that engine bay, dude. Working on a
Absolutely.
fucking 2007 Lincoln MKX. Dude, there's no fucking room to do anything. The fucking oil pressure switch went out on that motherfucker, man. And I got in the shop working on it. And dude, you got like a tiny little hole. You gotta fit your whole fucking arm up in there and like reach back around and fucking unplug it and then work it out and try to get a fucking socket up in there. And you can't fucking see a fucking thing, man. And it's like, dude, I don't want to have to take off the whole fucking cover and do all this shit. Like, man, just can you not make the vehicle a little bit bigger, give you a little more fucking room to work? Like, dude, that's why I love my Chevy, man. I can like, dude, taking a fucking Ford to a Chevy, I'll work on that Chevy any fucking day, man. Like, I don't know, man. Ford, I just feel like they have to pack shit in the most like just cumbersome fucking places to get to. Like a fucking 2000 Ranger I had, man. I mean, you gotta take the fucking intake manifold off to change, one side of the fucking spark plugs. What kind of bullshit is that? It's the fucking, was it Cross 4, what the fuck ever, where it's got the two plugs per cylinder. So you got fucking twice as many you gotta change for, a fucking four cylinder. Like, solid truck, don't get me wrong. I love that fucking truck, man. She was a fucking just had no quit in her, but dude, just talk about making everything a pain in the ass. So Matt says Team Charcoal, yes.
Yes.
I got one on my side. I got one on my side. Thank you, Matt. Matt said I was just on my very first panel with Chop Easy. He let me get on and share my story of my sobriety journey. Sobriety journey. Hell yeah, man, that's awesome,
Hell
dude.
yeah, that is awesome. And you see, this is what it's about right there is, you sharing your story. You don't know who will hear that and who that will affect, and it'll be like a light bulb with them, and they're like, all right, look at this dude, he's doing it, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
and affect them and help them to get to sobriety as well.
absolutely, man. Dude, that's awesome. And man, I mean, shit, dude. You made your mistakes, man, and people can learn from you, man. Hearing the story of the mistakes you made, they're like, wow, I'm about to do that same thing, or make that same bad decision, and like this is where it got him. Let me rethink that. Like, man. I mean, it may not sound like such a big deal to a lot of people, man, but even if it's just one person you reach, man, that's one person you saved. So you know,
Absolutely.
doesn't have to be a
Absolutely.
large number at all, man.
That one person, even if it's just one person, that makes all the difference in the world.
Heck yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, Matt. I'm not sure how far along you are, but man, hell yeah, man, keep going strong, dude.
Hell yeah.
I know it can't be easy all the time, but
We're proud of you,
dude,
Matt. Keep
you
going.
got yeah, man, and that music, dude. I'm telling you, man, that music will fucking heal you. All right, Kitty. So, like I said, everyone, this is our 10th episode. So we're just having a little fun. So you had mentioned the Matrix earlier. You want to take a little? I mean, dude, we can do probably 50 fucking Matrix dives. You want to just do a small one real quick?
Okay. How many times did we see that black cat?
Which one?
I'm just making a joke.
Oh, I gotcha, I gotcha. I'm like, wait, when was this? I missed this.
See,
Why you fucking with
Smoke,
me?
Smoke and Sass, Smoke over there's been smoking, so I could kind of fuck with
Nuh-uh.
him a little bit and fuck with this.
I don't know what you talking about. What did Matt say? He said, I made it very vocal that I ride with Creek Squad the hardest, but when it comes down to this YouTube stuff, I've decided to keep my actions to everyone versatile, neutral. Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, man, I like, dude. I honestly, I don't share that feeling with you at all, but I respect that, dude. You stand strong in what you believe, man, and you're
Absolutely.
not you're not turning your back on Creek Squad.
Hmm.
You're not doing anything to side with the snake pit, man. You're standing strong in your beliefs. You've made a decision.
Hmm.
What you the decision you are making is what you feel in your heart is right. And dude, like I can't be mad at that, man. I may disagree, but dude, hey, you know, I might be wrong, and my way is the wrong way, and way is the right way. Like that's what it's about, man. Like we all don't have to
Hmm.
agree, man. You
We
know,
can all agree to disagree. That's okay. That doesn't mean we're
absolutely,
still not family.
absolutely, man.
Hmm.
It's like shit, man. I mean, dude, just if you ever have a weak moment, man, or anything, or just need to vent, dude, we're always here for you, man.
Absolutely.
But so Matrix.
All right. So I think really what trips me up with the Matrix and like gets me thinking. Okay, so I would have to say it would be the Mandela effect stuff. That really trips me up. I'm like, no, the Bernstein Bears weren't spelt that way. They were spelt different when I grew up. I remember going to those damn book fairs. I remember. I was obsessed with those damn book fairs. I would look at like their little paper catalogs that they sent home with students for like hours, staring at them. I bought a couple of the Bernstein Bear books. It was not spelt that way. That's just one example.
All right, so do you remember the spoon scene when he goes to
Mm,
see the Oracle and the kid's sitting there with the spoon and he's bending it?
yes.
And so, dude, you can take that with the Mandela effect. It did shit really change, or is the way we're perceiving it? Did that change? It's like, is the spoon really bending, or is it just your perception of the spoon that is changing and bending?
Hmm.
Which one is it? You like that's the question of that scene. So these Mandela effects, is it something changed, or are we just perceiving some like everything differently? Because, dude, how is this Mandela effect supposedly becoming more and more frequent and
Here,
prominent everywhere? How is this
here's
happening?
yes, yes, and that's my thing too. I'm like, okay, so there have been actual YouTube videos made about this, and I'm not alone. Thousands of other people remember the Bernstein Bears being like spelled a different way, just like me. So
Yeah,
I'm not
was
alone.
it the Berenstein Bears and then the
Uh
Bernstein
huh.
Bears? Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah.
See, I remember Berenstein. I do
The way
remember
it's spelled,
Berenstein.
I just say it weird. Hold on.
Do you want me to pull these up? All right, fuck it. We're gonna do Mandela effect, guys.
Okay, so you remember Beren, Beren?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Okay, who here in the chat remembers them being spelled Bernstein? Who remembers that? Because they're even spelled with an AIN on here. I don't remember that either. Who remembers that?
All right. So get it pulled up here. Am I getting laggy on mine, Kitty?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. That's what it was. It was was it with an E or with an A? I
Mm,
remember it with an E. Stein, S T
mm-hmm.
E
See,
I
me
N.
too.
But
Me
this
too.
is saying Stain. Damn it. There we go.
See, that doesn't even look right. It does. What is up with that? What kind of Bernstein
Yeah.
book is?
Yeah. And dude, I don't know if this has anything to do with it or what, but because this is the Berenstein's baby book. But I know it was written by the same people. So, but that is definitely a really creepy one. Where is... Was that all that was in this one, I guess? Let's see what else we can find on this.
That was really disturbing, babe. I'm not gonna lie.
That was. Yeah.
I've never seen any Bernstein book look like that ever.
Alright, so they're saying this is a extensive list, not comprehensive. Alright, let's see here. Wow, there's a whole lot of shit.
So another thing, that Fruit of the Loom, I remember it being different. I remember it with the cornucopia.
So it says, I'm not sure where this leads to, but this seems to us like the strongest indication so far that the Mandela effect is or was an intentionally caused, created, influenced set of events. Additionally, it now seems very unlikely to be random or related to some faulty mechanism of memory unless someone can propose a specific connection between memories and publications in the year 1994. Huh. So here's a list. Is the Sphinx a cat or a dog? A cat.
It's always been a cat.
Are you telling me that the fucking Sphinx is supposed... Hold on. We're gonna Google this. Bullshit, it's a dog.
It is not a dog.
Body of a lion, so that would be like a cat. Feline.
Right.
The head of a human. Though it can also have wings or other variations. Okay. Mighty Mouse. What was the thing about Mighty Mouse?
I'm not sure.
Alright, let's go to some of the newer ones. Alright, OxyClean. Here we go. OxyClean with a Y with an I. I always thought it was with a Y.
Me too.
Let's see, OxyClean. It's go with an I? What the fuck? Bullshit. No.
No.
Because why would it be OXI? Oxygen, because that was the whole point, is, you know, it's got oxygen molecules in it.
Right.
Oxygen spelled OXY. Huh. Okay, so the Barbie Girl song. It was I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, right?
Right.
Who did that originally, that song?
I don't know, but you use that song to torture me. So, F you.
Yeah, what was that from? The old Family Guy episode, Bill Clinton, when they are fucking, playing the dance rep into that song.
Yes.
Holy shit, you know what I just fucking realized? Where were they at in that scene?
Was that the time they were over there getting a pig? To eat like a
Yeah,
pig?
yeah, it was after that, but no, the whatever they were playing Dance Dance or whatever the fuck that game was in the arcade of a pizza shop. Holy shit. Cause he was talking about how the pizza's ready, and he's like, I'll get it. He's like, tag out, tag out. Holy shit. Dude, that episode was like, what? That was like early, like 2002 or some shit.
Hmm. Wow.
Alright, so it's the lyrics are I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
Uh-uh.
I guess you could mistake that. You could mistake just kind of depends on how you enunciate it, but
That's true.
Judge Judy's gavel. I don't remember anything about that. Alright, let's find the better. Let's find the better. Okay, so the Luke, I am your father versus No, I am your father.
Mm-hmm. I remember Luke, I am your father. Another
Yeah,
one, Snow
yeah.
White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay? The evil queen goes to the mirror and says, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the
Who's the
fairest of them
fairest of
all?
them all? And what is it
But
actually?
they say no.
Yeah,
They
they said
say
it's what?
magic mirror on the wall. She did not say that. No, she
No,
said
dude.
mirror, mirror.
And see, dude, here's the way you really fuck that up. You find somebody who's got like the old like original like tape of that movie and play that shit on old fucking VCR, man. And
They,
before they could fuck with it digitally. That's what I'm saying. That hard
they,
copy dated early enough. Those kitty.
here's the thing with that is that if the Matrix did truly change, that tape would change as
But
well.
that's what I'm saying. That'll tell you. That'll
No,
tell you right there. Like if you can find that old tape and it does say mirror mirror on the wall, then you know that they're changing shit digitally to fuck with you.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Dude, Wayback Machine, that's another one. That is another killer one because you can go back and look at, say, fucking Looney Tunes old website from like, 20, 30 years ago and see did they change something recently or not.
Hmm.
Alright, so Looney Tunes. I remember TOONS.
I remember TUNES.
Really? Because they're
Yes.
cartoons. TOONS.
Hmm.
Bullshit, it was tunes. It's not music. Other than
Right.
little dun 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 dun.
That's what always didn't make
You
sense to
know.
me about that.
So Monopoly Man with a monocle. Yes, dude, that motherfucker had a monocle.
Did have a monocle, the top
He
hat and
did.
the monocle.
Curious George's the tail. That little bastard had a tail.
I remember him swinging off his tail.
Yeah. And Pikachu with a black tail. I don't ever remember Pikachu with a black tail. He's got black on his tail, right?
Hmm. Yeah, he does. He has black on it, but it's
Hold on,
not solid
let's see.
black.
Let's see. That might have changed too. Holy shit! There's no fucking black on his tail at all.
Bullshit. I remember we were playing Pokemon Go and there were some with the little bit of black on it.
What's
Uh-uh.
dude? What the?
Uh-uh.
Okay,
No.
what
No.
about Raichu? Are we mixed up maybe Raichu with Pikachu? No, Raichu
Let's see
doesn't
it.
fucking have it either,
Babe, the
dude.
Matrix changed again.
Or our perception changed. Something changed. Fruit of the Loom. logo with a cornucopia. Yes, yes. There has always been that, dude.
I
I
said that
remember.
earlier.
Oh, did you? I thought you said. I thought you said something different. My bad.
Mm-mm.
Um, Jif peanut butter. Some people correctly remember it. Remember the name as Jiffy. I don't remember
No,
Jiffy, but I remember Jif. Jiff. Not JIF.
I
There are two F's.
remember. I remember Jeff, and I
Just
remember
JIF.
Skippy. Uh huh. And Skippy.
Dude, yeah,
Remember
Skippy.
Skippy?
Oh yeah, dude. What was the? Alright, we're gonna get really off topic here. Was it the? It was like the chocolate fucking peanut butter shit. What was that?
Nutella? That's.
What is it?
Is that what you're
Nutella?
talking about?
Oh shit! Helps me eat that peanut butter. Let's see if this will pull it up. I remember it was like a purple jar, purple lid. What was that shit? Is that it? No. But dude, that shit was good, man.
Okay, you're gonna
It
have to
wasn't
exit
Nutella,
further. I'm
but
getting hungry looking at that.
my bad.
Seriously.
All right. Back to Mandela. Let's see if we can find a couple others. Okay, here we go. I don't know why Good Housekeeping has one, but here's Popular Mechanics. Let's check Popular Mechanics. Right, of course we got Nelson Mandela himself, Jeff, New Tunes.
He just looks weird with no tail.
I know, right? Oh yeah, there's one too. I forgot about that one. Sex in the City or Sex and the City. I always thought Sex in the City.
I really don't remember.
Yeah. Alright, Febreze. Febreze had two E's.
Yeah,
Yeah. Apparently it's got one E.
they lie.
Oscar Mayer. I
I
remember
remember
that was
with the
an E
E.
with the
Mm-hmm.
E. Skechers. Skechers did not have a fucking T in it.
No, it didn't.
Fruit Loops. I remember the two O's because I remember the cereal was making the O's.
Yeah.
King Henry the Eighth's turkey leg.
I
I
remember
remember the
that.
turkey leg. Yeah. Huh. Monopoly Man's monocle. I swear I remember that monocle.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the Pikachu I remember.
That, me too.
The hyphen in Kit Kat. Yes, there was a fucking hyphen. I remember that shit. Fruit of the Loom, yep.
Uh-huh.
Cheez It or Cheez Its?
Cheese
Cheez
it.
Its.
No.
Cheez Its.
No.
No, it's Cheez Its. It had the Z.
No.
I
No.
swear.
No.
Yes. Double stuffed Oreos. Two F's. Not one.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Mona,
Okay, pause on that.
Mona Lisa's smile.
No,
More
it's the one
obvious.
on the
No, she
left.
never. No, she never had that much of a smile. Like neither of these look right. Dude, the Mona
Uh-huh.
Lisa I remember, like, dude, the smile was so faint.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, dude, there were even people who argued, like, what is she smiling or is she not smiling? Is she frowning? Like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of what drew you in like was just that was almost kind of like a focal point. Like, is she smiling? Is she not? What's going on? Neither one of
Mm-hmm.
those is fucking right, if you ask me.
I do remember it being even slightly less from the one on the
But
left.
even the eyes, like you can tell in her eyes that she's smiling. You couldn't see like any emotion in her eyes, which was kind of the baffling part of that.
Right.
So I'm remembering something, a third option there, but C3PO has a silver leg. What?
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
I don't remember that at all.
Nuh-uh.
Flintstones has two T's? No, it didn't. Bullshit. They did not have two T's.
Mm-mm.
Chartreuse.
What?
Okay, I no, chartreuse has always been a shade of green because I remember, dude, that's like one of my favorite like worms to use are the chartreuse.
Mm.
And they were like kind of like a not like a neon green, but like a yellowish green kind of.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever being fucking pink, but life is like a box of chocolates. Life was like a box of chocolates. Is. Right?
Is.
Yeah. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yep. Magic mirror on the wall. Bullshit. Luke, I am your father. We
Yeah.
covered that one. Run, you fools. Says fly, you fools. I remember being fly, you fools from Lord of the Rings.
Do you?
Yeah, what do you remember?
I don't.
You don't?
Mm-mm. I haven't seen it as much as you have.
Hello, Clarice
Yeah.
from Hannibal Lecter. It was
Uh-huh.
actually good morning, is all he said. What?
Bullshit.
No, no, dude.
No.
Dude, when I worked at
No.
fucking. Dude, when I worked at CDR, man, like, we had, in the bathroom, there was a poster of famous movie quotes, and that was even on there. Hello, Clarice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bullshit, dude. You know how many times I was taking a leak reading the fucking quotes on that poster? Like, come on. Of the world. So Freddie Mercury belting out "Of the World" at the end of "We Are the Champions" never happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Uh-huh. Of the world.
What the fuck?
Uh-uh.
Mr. Rogers' theme song. It's a beautiful day in the
Day in the
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
It's actually a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Uh-uh.
No, it's the
Uh-uh.
neighborhood. Number of U.S. states. What? The some people actually recalling that there are 51 or 52 states? What?
Uh-uh.
Have you
Nah.
never paid attention to your flag and seen like how many fucking stars there were?
Right?
There's 50 for a reason. What the fuck? Fucking people. Sinbad
Okay.
never played a
He
genie. Okay,
did.
yes he
He
did, dude.
did.
He
He
did.
did. I remember. I was not even a kid. I was a teenager, a young
Yeah,
teenager,
dude.
like 12 or 13. And I remember they made this big deal. I even remember he was going around in blue skin.
Yeah,
He was covered in blue skin and he had the little
dude.
like genie hat and shit. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
Dude, whatever happened to him anyway? That's weird.
I don't know.
Cause remember, wasn't he in Jingle All the Way with fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger? He played the mailman. That
I don't
him and
know.
Arnold kept like fighting each other over the action figure, and he eventually became like the antagonist, where Schwarzenegger became the superhero.
Oh yeah, no, totally. He was in there.
Yeah.
Uh huh. He played Myron Larrabee. Yeah.
All right. So is it Smokey Bear or Smokey the Bear?
Smokey the Bear.
Apparently that's wrong, but that's how I remember it. Smokey the
Oh,
Bear.
oh,
hmm
they're lying.
Tank Man. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And perhaps the most memorable moment during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests. I think it means protests. Recollections of the event vary. Some say the unidentified man known as Tank Man was run over and killed, but other videos show him moving away from the scene. I thought he was killed.
Mm-hmm.
I could have fucking swore it. Sorry, on the line. Fuck, damn it. Now you got me doing it. Neil
Hey,
Armstrong's death. Oddly enough, people had no recollection of the aeronautic legend's death. Many fans apparently forgot or didn't notice the news of his passing in August 2012. I remember that. Do you?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because supposedly, like, I don't remember if it was like his family or what, but he had like a chest in his closet, and supposedly he had like a moon rock in there and some other stuff, and then it just kind of went silent after that. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, I remember that, dude. Billy Graham's death. Many can't place when Billy Graham's funeral aired on
I
TV.
remember that.
That's probably because it didn't happen long ago. It died February 2018.
Yeah.
Huh. Mother Teresa's canonization. People have strong opinions about whether Mother Teresa was canonized as a saint. The real event happened in 2016, but many remember her entering sainthood in the 1990s when she was still
See,
alive.
I thought she was too.
Yeah. Huh. These are some new ones here. So the Challenger explosion. Tragic event took place on January 28th, 1986. There are a lot of people who thought it happened in 84, 85. No, I think 80. I think it was
Yeah,
86. I do
86, that's
remember it being
right.
86. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lindbergh baby, when aviator Charles Lindbergh's infant son was napped, the entire world focused their attention on the story. Many remember the case going cold, but they sadly found him and sentenced death for
So,
a heinous crime.
yes,
I
and
don't remember.
yes,
I
yes.
I thought I thought it was never found. Like,
A lot of people have that understanding, and even I had that understanding until I found out that he was actually found. He was
huh?
unalive,
Yeah.
not alive, but
I
they
didn't
found
even know
him.
that there was a sentencing or anything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
Patrick Swayze's health, though the actor sadly being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, people said they remember him recovering. No,
No, I remember it
no, he
was
never
very
recovered.
shortly after that he
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
DiCaprio's first Oscar. Leo Fine took him his Oscar Best Actor in 2016, but countless people argue he scored one much earlier. Dude, I thought he got one for fucking what was that movie way back? Fuck.
I really don't give a shit what
You
the
know what
fuck he
movie?
got or not.
Dude, no, seriously. Um, fuck,
Sorry.
what's the movie? No, I mean I agree with you. I just that movie
Mhm.
was fucking incredible, dude. What the fuck?
And I don't give a shit who gets a Grammy, who doesn't, who gets a fucking CMA award, who doesn't. I don't give a shit about
Oh
any of
yeah.
that.
Oh no, I
So,
don't care either. But I just
oh, I know.
I thought he had gotten it for when he was younger.
Mm.
Oh, where is it? Lord, this is running slow. All right.
All right.
What in the hell? Oh, that's under producer. I don't give a shit about producer. I want to see acting. There we go. Yeah,
Do,
dude, I just
do,
didn't
do,
think he
do,
did
do,
it.
do, do, do.
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh
Fuck, I
yeah,
can't believe I forgot
that
that.
movie.
Dude, like I
Ah.
thought he had got one for that. I
Hmm.
mean, dude, that movie was I mean it's just a classic, dude.
Hmm.
And the part he played in that, man, like was incredible, dude.
Hmm.
Location of Disney World Castle. If you ever been to Magic Kingdom, do you recall where the castle is located? Even when a Orlando local on Reddit clearly remembered it being the entrance to the park. I have no fucking clue. I've never been there, never going, but
Same.
huh, interesting. I don't know, but yeah, anybody watching, man, if y'all have any um, more rare Mandela effects to share or any theories on it, please, man, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We can definitely go on some deep dives with that kind of shit and matrix shit and simulation theory shit and all kinds of shit.
Simulation theory.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
dude. We just must open our eyes, man. Open our eyes, and we'll see a lot more.
It's true. You hear, baby girl?
Yeah. Hold on. All right. You want to take this first?
Sure. So, not sure what to talk about. So, we already talked about Jack the Ripper. We've talked about the Matrix, Mandela effect. Let's see here. There's so many things to talk about. So, just I'm going to go back to the Jack the Ripper thing for just a second. And I'm just going to say that Queen Victoria. So, did you know also that Queen Victoria's son, one of the princes, not the prince to the throne, but was actually also thought to be Jack the Ripper?
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's true, but a lot of people thought that there for a little while. But she did urge whenever these things were going on because she was kind of appalled by it, right? Uh, she said that there was needed for like decided action. She emphasized the need for better lighting in the narrow streets and courts of Whitechapel, which the Whitechapel, that's another thing they call it, the Whitechapel unalivings, right? That's the area where it happened, like that whole block or whatever. Um, she also criticized the current prime minister and sent a strongly worded message to the prime minister admonishing him for not consulting his colleagues and for the lack of action taken despite his promises.
Hmm.
Okay. And then she also said she suggested employing more detectives in the area, examining cattle boats, passenger boats, investigating the number of single men occupying rooms to themselves. So she's sounds like she had pretty good, I don't know, common sense at least.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I think sadly it's always going to be a mystery unless there's somebody in the elites that somehow or pass down the knowledge or something, But even then, we'll never have any cold hard evidence. It'll just be someone's statement. But they really lose the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Well, all right, guys. Well, it is getting late over here. Thank y'all so much for joining us on our Jack the Ripper 10th episode here. But yeah, man, if y'all have any thoughts on this or any theories or anything, man, definitely let us know, man. Love to dive a little deeper, man. Maybe even do another video about it. But Kitty over here, she's the historian.
And like I said, you guys, I know that like our normal people, they'll go through and they'll watch this and they're kind of used to me being all over the place. But usually, whenever I have done research, I usually do like to type it up, be a little bit more organized, not searching and flipping through notes like I was. So I apologize about that. At that, and to any ripperologists, that, and to anybody who is not used to us.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're just over here burning them down and diving down some rabbit holes. So, all right, Keith. Was there anything else you wanted to cover on tonight, or?
I don't think so. I think we've had enough of a day. I think we should go ahead and call it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, we got our interview tomorrow. Hope y'all can make it by. Check that out. We're going to be talking to Take Out, another
Mhm.
independent artist, man, and actually, man, he's done more than just music. So we're definitely excited to talk to him, man, and don't really know a whole lot about him, but I have a feeling, man, he'll definitely be awesome to see somebody excelling, in other areas, man. And don't want to give too much away, but I think it's gonna be fun. So, all right,
Absolutely. It is
y'all.
going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but yeah, if anybody
Mhm.
hasn't listened to Takeout, man, please go check him out, see what you think. So, but we will keep you posted out more tomorrow. Everybody have a good Friday night, good weekend. Stay safe out there, guys.
Bye, everybody.